Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to Poland, the new hell, the new world. Lives are lost, lives are gained, lives are found. You all don't know what awaits you in the new bleak future. You do know that the United States has taken a beating, has returned in kind, give a beating to Soviet Union. But what nobody expected was the nuclear weapons. They ravaged the countryside, Poland, Germany, and the United States responded in kind. And in return, Russia hit the United States. You don't know what's left of the United States. Communications have been bad or withheld to try to keep the soldiers on the front focused on the mission at hand. The war has raged for many years with no clear victory in sight. That was until Operation Reset. The idea was to push the Soviet Union back, gain some ground, and negotiate peace. What no one expected was what was going to happen next. Nobody knew what would change. We're joined by Bo, who's playing Jason, Rogue, who's playing Vincent, or Victor, Slip, who's playing Billy, Ted is Alfred, and X is David. Their stories are just coming together and starting, even though they've been through the war and its entanglements. As they head towards a pickup location, orders came through to Captain... What's your last name?
Prestig.
Prestig? To Captain Prestig, who normally does not join... the recon or everyday battles, being that his medical expertise are needed elsewhere. But being that times are tough and men are tight, he was volunteered to go and lead this. No one knows why they're going to pick up who they're going to go pick up. Just the orders are to go get him and bring him alive. The doctor is sent to make sure that he stays alive. Must be a pretty important person. Getting there was quick enough. It was a 32-kilometer drive. Getting back was a different story. Upon picking him up, unscathed and healthy, seeing some of the countryside ravaged, hearing sounds of battle in the distance as Operation Reset kicks into full force and the push to Lodz is happening. They start the return trip to the back lines to deliver their cargo. Not knowing how the war is going, communication is scarce. Too much action, too many people talking, people dying, batteries going out, command not be able to get control of the situation, the little bits and pieces you do pick up is that it's not going well. And some of the words you hear talking of retreat back to Kalisz, where it happens to be right where you're heading. As you get closer to the town, you pull up on the outskirts, just in time to hear on the radio. Commanding General Buonagurio giving his last standing order as the Russians pushed back the 5th Infantry Division. They are given orders over the radio to abandon the offensive, move as rapidly as possible into Germany via the Polish western border. There they will regroup. They'll try to regroup with some of the remaining Polish troops and hold the line. They have tried to get a hold of the command down in Wroclaw. No avail. All supply trucks they've sent to get for resupply have not returned. No one knows what happened to them. And you are to seek immediate retreat to the German border. And then it goes off a little bit. And then he says, good luck. You're on your own. And then you hear some static. And then the message repeats. Obviously, it's on a repeater. As you sit on the outskirts of Kalisz, you cannot know what's going on in there. You hear gunfire. You hear pockets of battle. It's not as great and as you would think it would be. Perhaps maybe a lot of them have retreated out. Maybe they never made it out. But it's become clear is now that you're on your own. And it's up for you to decide what to do. Go ahead and do some role play there.
Sim, would you mind showing us the map?
Yes.
And how long have we been with our non-military people?
So the drive, it was pretty quick. Pretty quick. You probably would have been gone for about a day and a half. Taking some of the skirt worlds and stuff like that. Getting there, holding to see what the traffic pattern would have been coming back if you guys were needed to beat feet faster or not, and the lack of radio broadcast doesn't help much. But taking your guys' sweet time getting back to avoid confrontation with friendlies and enemies because you didn't want to be mistaken for enemies as well. But
can you turn off fog of war?
Is it on?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a way that I could just load it up without it.
It's probably in the scene settings somewhere.
Better.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it's all there. I just don't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I don't know why
We're near Kalisz, and we
Yeah.
need to head
So there's two
over to
options.
Germany.
The standing order is Germany is going to be all the way to your west. I'll have a bigger map up soon of that. Or you could go down the Wroclaw. But the problem is that what you know of the front lines, and I'll show that here. I don't know if I could get a big picture of it. But what you knew of the front lines are no longer exist. You do know to the north that the Polish soldiers are to the north, trying to. Hang on, let me get the break. Okay, so you know that to the north you got the to the north you got German, Belgian, uh, and then Polish troops to the north, the Silesian Corps, to the south. To the south, the German troops and U.S. troops. You guys were in the middle doing a push to Lodz, which failed. The Russian forces were greater than expected, and you guys were outflanked. So any troop movements from then on out, you would know nothing about. Radio contact with the north and the south are non-existent at the moment.
So all we know right now is what's on the loop, that we need to either head to Wroclaw or to the western border. Where's Wroclaw on here? I'm not seeing it.
It's down here.
Southwest.
Wroclaw.
Yeah.
And then let us know.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. And why do
Who's
we
driving?
have these non-military people with us? Do we just pick you guys up along the way, or do we know that you've got something important?
So you picked up Tet. Victor was assigned just because he belongs to the same agency. So you would know he's agency, and obviously probably you would know that Tet was some type of agency as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe us being like implanted with them, this group, is kind of a secret right now.
Well, I mean, I know what I was doing, but
Yeah, so you get to role play it.
yeah.
Yeah, so Captain Prestig is kind of in the passenger seat, looking back and forth. Whoever's driving looks up at the sky, and these dark rolling clouds with brown, it looks like soot hanging heavy on the other side of the clouds. And every once in a while, as you guys stop the vehicle and turn off the engine, you hear a thud, like from a artillery from some ways away. After that repeating transmission is over, Prestig kind of turns to the back seat and says to Victor and his comrade, "Well, now we're in the thick of it. I suppose you boys best be valuable to the mission. Stuck our necks way out there beyond the front line to pick you up. Now we're up a creek, like to say, back home. Now what do you think we should do next? You got enough intelligence in them big brains of yours to give us one direction to go? Sounds like we're surrounded on all sides here."
So we flip it back over to the tokens and stuff. Yeah. Alfred looks impassively towards the captain. He simply shrugs and says, "Well, I don't know about him, but I simply was told to meet at this extraction point. I was in Russia. And for a year, I made my way here. I was doing the bidding of the CIA, of course, in Russia itself. And then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, whatever you got intel on, it must be mighty valuable. Billy, what do you think? Which way do we head?"
Billy jerks her head back inside the vehicle. She's most of the time got her head and shoulders hanging out like a dog, only she's constantly looking in front and behind, using the mirrors, but also just trying to get as much of a view on the other side as she can. As she pulls back in, she says, "I haven't seen anything in quite some time. let's I don't know. I heard the same message you did, Cap. Wroclaw, the western border. But I'm keeping my eye out. I keep hearing them explosions and gunshots. I can't tell how close they are. Obviously, we don't know who they are. I think we best avoid them, especially with this. And she kind of looks at the two non-military people. Extra dead weight.
I don't put them down just yet. They have a capable look in their eyes, and you and me, Billy, we've been through some action together. I'm not going to count them out of the fight. One don't survive 10 years in Russian territory dealing with them Soviets without some sort of backbone and a good brain between the ears. Anyway, though, driver, I think we should head up, start up the engine. Those artillery shells aren't getting further away. They're getting closer. I don't want to find myself like a puddle of jello at the bottom of one of these craters.
And whoever's driving, give me
Who's got the best drive skill?
like
I
we
think
got
it's
him.
safer.
Yeah. Well, we know we moved them. It was Victor's
I
driving.
have a C, but yeah.
Could be the people we're picking up, though.
Yeah. But
Could be rogue.
Victor, go ahead and give me a recon.
Zypher's token's the only one that doesn't display a name on it when I hover over it. Weird.
Nice.
Doesn't
So
mean
two
you
successes.
Cool. So as they're talking and you're listening, maybe as you reach over to start your vehicle up, you see a flashlight being flicked at you, and then you happen to notice that when you look down, there is a red dot on your chest as well.
On my chest.
Yes.
Victor,
Uh-oh.
Victor, like still looking in the rearview mirror. I guess at Billy when she said that comment, about us, the dead weight and stuff. He says, if you're worried about our combat experience, you don't have to worry about that at all. We have plenty of training. And then he looks at the red dot, and he says, we have company. And he'll nod in the direction of where that flashing light is coming from.
What time
So,
is
yeah.
it, Sam?
It is dusk. Actually, probably more dark.
Alfred would slowly kind of slink down in the seat.
Is the vehicle moving, or is it? Are
It's
we?
Park.
It's
Pulled
parked.
over the side of the road like this, yeah.
Oh well, Billy would get out, unholster her weapon, and start kind of creeping around the edge of the car, trying to get a bead on wherever that flashlight is.
Does Victor think that sight is coming from wherever that flashlight is as well?
Yeah, it's coming in the same direction. And in fact, as they get closer, you do realize that they are U.S. soldiers coming at you.
Alright. He'll put his fingers up and or his hands up and open up the door.
I don't know if Billy's realizes that they're Americans for a minute, but after she takes a look with her binoculars, she looks over at the captain and says, "Looks like Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it anyway."
Yeah, good God Almighty. Well, we don't know what they've been up to, if they're retreating from the front and or if they're hurt. Let's hold tight for here and give them a signal that all safe.
Yeah, they're approaching. They're not saying nothing yet. And you see, their guns are leveled. of course, because they're trying to figure out what you're doing. I gotta pull up this picture because it's fucking...
I think Billy calls out just loud enough for them to hear. If you're real Americans, you say something.
Well, real as you're gonna get. What are you doing over here? And as he starts approaching, give me 1 second. I gotta fix it open. It's coming up with the generic.
Blue pond, blue pond, blue pond.
They
At least
were
it's-
rangers.
At least they're not blue palms. It's their art, but it's not what I put in for them.
Oh, that's fine.
Captain kind of shouts out. We are told to rendezvous with a few high-value assets to the east of here, behind enemy territory. Made it out by the skin of our teeth, but it looks like we're a bit too late. The Rusky Welcoming Committee beat us to the punch, it seems. What about you? You heading back west? Making a beeline for Germany? If so, we could use company. The more guns, the better, I say.
As you see there's a group of me. I'm gonna use the generic for right now. It's gonna take me too long to switch them.
Generic one's not bad. It's fine.
No, they're not bad.
Yeah.
So as their approach, you see an important looking one come up. Yeah, I see you got the broadcast. And then you see this this guy right here. He has no insignia on. He's covered. And you see two regular troops and another one with no insignia on. We're leaving as well. The Russians have the city. They came from the air, helicopters. They overwhelmed us. I don't know who survived. We started retreating before they came. Now, what are you doing out here with the orders? It's kind of suspicious, no?
And kind of looks around. Well, I'm not at the liberty to say the details of our mission, but we do have our orders. I can see the papers. I can give you the papers once we get somewhere a little more safe. But for right now, those artillery shells. Does he know what rank she is?
Yeah, she has a lieutenant. She has a butter bar.
So you outrank her.
Yep. I'm gonna do a command. Is that cool?
Yep, go ahead.
So I just want to roll some dice. All right, let's see if this works. Modifier 0, blah, blah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So why would it say, just for learning, why does it say 3 successes, not just 2? Is it because one of them was a 12?
Yeah, you critted.
So a crit? Okay.
But
I might...
It's just 3.
I might ask the same of you, Lieutenant. We're all just trying to get out of this thing alive, and like the transmission said, we're on our own now. All we have are each other. Myself, Billy, and the rest of my men and women, we've been through hell. I suspect you and your unit have done the same. I'll answer any questions on a need-to-know basis, but for right now, we got to get away from this artillery fire. Are you with me?
And she squints in. You got a uniform on or anything that has your... I see you got like a pretty patched up guy there.
Yeah. He probably would have like a parka on with a U.S. flag and have my name on it and rank.
Your rank. Captain. Yes. Well, we are leaving the city. We are going to the north. We have special forces groups up there. We're joining them up. You're welcome to come with us. We don't know what's going on up there yet, but we will figure it out. I am Lieutenant Alberto. I got Sergeant Bronston on the left, Sergeant Rance on the right. This is Private Stuckey. This is Specialist Hansen. But orders or not, there's no such thing anymore. You could retreat. You could go to Germany if you want. That's where they were heading. I don't know what remains of HQ and command down in Wroclaw, but I heard the road's blocked down that way. We sent supply trucks down. None returned. We sent messengers down and none returned as well. But we do know that the Russians are there. If you're gonna go to the west, you have to go around. Same thing for the south.
So she's saying that. Oh, go ahead.
Can I check these people out and see if their uniforms and their accents or whatever are like legitimate? They have any blood stains or?
Bullet holes over their vital organs.
Yeah.
That'd be a recon.
Yeah, it could be a recon.
Yes.
It's a push. Everything looks okay.
Okay. Yeah, Victor will just lower his hands and stuff and just relax.
Zypher, I can't see your character's name. Oh, sorry.
David.
Is it David? Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that.
So Jason would
It says Hubbard.
kind of look at Victor and David and and I think it's Tets that I can't see then.
Alfred.
I'm Alfred.
Okay. So the captain will look at Victor and Alfred and nod, and then he looks to David, his trusty sniper that he's not been on a lot of missions with, but hopefully probably has some passing familiarity with, and says, "Your call, David. What do you think of these folks? Mighty suspicious circumstances running out here after the city's been sacked. I don't see anything obviously wrong, but I don't got that sixth sense that you do. You know, that thing you do when you put a bullet through some motherfucker's brain."
Are you saying this out loud?
Just like kind of whispering it over to,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's raining and stuff, right? Probably they're approaching us through the rain. I just imagine I could probably whisper something to them.
David's kind of leaning against the truck when these 6 individuals come across. He hears all the exchange. He's kind of looking around. When the captain's whispering to him, he thinks about it. No sense in trusting them, Captain. We just have them walk ahead of us. If the bullets start flying, they take the hit. We remain safe.
Yeah, well, unless they're leading us somewhere they know that's
So as you guys are talking, you hear the one of the radios go off, and you still got the red dot on you, by the way, in the driver's seat. And you hear when the radios go off, and you can make out some words. And then you kind of look at, you see the lieutenant kind of wide-eyed. Well, you could do what you want. The Russian Sputnik is on its way. They're working their way down the road. I suggest you get off the road as quick as possible. We're leaving.
so which direction?
They're coming from the city.
Okay.
And
They're
it's-
heading northwest, right?
Yeah, they're coming from you guys. Would be north. They're just going down the road at northeast.
How far away from the German border in terms of like days or whatever? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, how are we supply wise? Are we going to run out before we get there? How bad off are we going to be? Or is it really just not that far.
Well, I could tell you. I thought I had the map open itself, but there it is. For you to get to Germany, just the border, it's about 240 clicks, 42 clicks. Wroclaw is 103. I think you guys can travel about 20 a day-ish.
Even in the car?
Even, well, yeah, because you're still going to have to, because you can't, obviously, you could drive straight through, hope for the best.
But we're mostly off-roading it.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. You guys take the road. The road is not in the greatest shape. You got to remember there's been bombs and nukes and stuff dropped around the area. So, you guys could take the road as much as possible if you want to. If you wanted to stay off the road, it's up to you. Ultimately, that kind of decides how long it takes.
You said they're going east though. This group of people is going the opposite direction we're supposed to go, right?
No, so you guys are coming from the north. You guys are heading to because you guys are going to Kalisz. It's you're going about southwest from where you guys picked up Alfred, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going northeast out of town.
People we just ran into are going northeast.
They're going northeast as well.
They're not following the instructions on the recording, but we know that there's probably German and American forces to the north.
Yeah, you would know based off that hand. I don't have the handouts in here. It just sucks. It's too small to really see. But based on the handout, that there is a 3-prong approach for Operation Reset. So you do know there's troops to the north and troops to the south.
Alfred, when there's some distance between them and the other group, he heads over to the captain and says, "Captain, why don't you press these soldiers into service? You're the captain. We should use every available resource we can to get to Germany. A fuller squad might be useful."
Yeah, well, being the captain, you know that if they're under special forces command, they don't directly answer. They wouldn't directly answer to you as well.
We're on our own.
But you could try to give them the command and see if they would. You also got to remember too, you can only fit so many in that Humvee.
Yeah.
You don't have a ride somewhere?
No, they're on foot.
They're on foot.
Sniper on me too.
Yeah, they might have been. Who knows? They might have been looking to maybe snag a ride, if you know what I mean.
Well, we know command was in Wroclaw. We ain't heard nothing from them. They might be still besieged, but I don't know. There might be a chance of recouping some supplies if we were able, if we headed that direction. But that's almost certainly asking for trouble. So high risk, high reward. I think going west is the safest.
I agree. I'm going to make a call. We're going to head on west. Now, Lieutenant Villanueva, or whatever her name is. What's her name? What is it?
Alfredo.
Avito?
Alfredo.
Now, Lieutenant Alfredo, I know you special forces types don't necessarily have to take orders from us, but we got intel that you're heading into a hornet's nest. Now, if you want, a few of you could probably hop on the Humvee here, get a lift to the west. That's what I would suggest you do. I'm not going to force you to do anything, though. You might have orders that go over my head that I'm not privy to. But I don't want any good men or women getting killed out here if they don't have to. And those artillery fire, like I said, it's not getting any further away.
Got
Yeah, I
got
think that'd be
decide
my
quick,
call.
though.
What's that?
They got to decide quick. She's looking
Yeah,
with her binoculars up the road for signs of the approaching.
that's what I would do. I mean, because I don't know what their orders are, and if they are special forces, they might have. I'm not going to like force them to do anything because they might have orders for the war effort that I'm not privy to. But I would tell them that the transmission says to head west, and they are welcome to come along with us. We don't have any reason to disbelieve them just yet. So I guess I can roll my command if that helps.
Yeah, you could. You could do that absolutely if you want.
Nothing. I hold no sway over the SEAL team.
Yeah, so Lieutenant looks at you. However, with all due respect, Captain, if you're going west, you're going the wrong direction. You need to go north or south first. That town is over the run. You're gonna find nothing but Soviets there. And as you see the red dot disappear off your chest, Vincent, as the sniper is running down the road now. But like I said, I would head to the woods if I were you. Cover your tracks. This is the Oktober Guard that's coming. They don't mess around. They won't take you as prisoners.
I think there's miscommunication because I thought it said to go west is what the radio said.
The radio said to go rest, but you're on the other side of the city.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to go through the city.
Yes.
Let's go south then.
And as the guy gets closer, they're getting close, Lieutenant. But they're not. We got time to move. Are these ones all right? Are we taking their ride? And the lieutenant would look at him. No, we're still going on foot. We'll find another vehicle somehow. And she would look back at you. Even if I wanted to come, Captain, what are we all supposed to do? Right on top of the Humvee? It ain't going to work that way. We'd be the first one shot. Not only that, but we would ruin your gunner's observation. But we're going to continue to press to the north. There's fighting to be had. We still have orders. Although, who knows if they still stand. Even the retreat orders, who knows if that still stands. They might have got them beaten back and they might not be existing. You might not be able to cross the border. I wish I said I knew more. But, by the time we got here, the general is already gone. As well as most of the staff.
Well, we're going to head on south here. Word is that command is holed up in Warpaw. If we aren't able to make it around the city and head west, we're going to divert ourselves down there.
Captain,
If you boys and girls get into trouble, you know where to find us.
Captain,
Yes, sir.
I think we might have a better chance if we head north. At that
Why's
point, David has in his pocket like a general map of the area, and he starts like showing it to the captain. We are here, right, between Wroclaw and Lodz.
We're here. We're right by the city.
We get activated again. Hang on.
We're on the outskirts of Kalisz.
Please.
So we like right here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
No
you
way to
see that
pinpoint
token
that.
right there? That's your
Yeah.
your travel party. That's kind of like the travel map. There's Wroclaw down here. Like I said, what you guys know is that there's been no communication, no supply runs have returned, no messengers have returned. Then you know there's to the east, to the west there, which is Germany. But if the main army was retreating, no doubt that they're probably being pursued somewhat, or if they even got able to retreat at all.
Yeah, so David's pointing to the map and he's says there is indeed an encampment to the north of us. But more than that, traveling westward on the mainland Europe is not going to be easy. I say we make it north all the way to the Baltic Sea.
How did she describe the troops that were on their way here? The
Oktober
enemy
Guard.
troop- Yeah.
Yes. So they're Russian special forces. They're
Would
they're
I know anything about them as
uh,
the special forces myself?
yeah, you would. It's almost kind of like like a boogeyman story for everybody to kind of know something about them. They are a pretty tough group, but they're also not uh, just insane murderers. But uh, that if they uh, they may not capture to keep, may capture to kill, they may capture to keep. Uh, they're pretty open in what they're allowed to do. They also report partially to the KGB. This is all pre-war stuff you would know, and some more stuff.
The message was pretty clear, Captain. We are on our own. There is no higher command. Everything has been dismantled, destroyed. Sure, we can regroup to Berlin, but if the Russian war machine is moving forward, it is inevitable before they make their way to Berlin or bomb Berlin to bits. I think we have had our part in this war for long enough. Now it's time to think about ourselves. If we go north, we will have cover with these folks. If they have a group to link up with, we shall link up with them, replenish, resupply. I still think making our way to the Baltic Sea is a better option. We could commandeer a boat, make our way to either Denmark or Sweden, and then figure out what next. There might be even locations along our way to Berlin that may not be possible without us eating more rads.
So, Prestig kind of looks at the map and then looks at, what was your name again? David?
Mm-hmm. David?
Yeah, looks at David, looks at the map and says, I haven't been out in the field much, David. I trust your recon skills here. I'm going to defer to you. If you think that's the right way to go, then that's what we're going to do. I'm going to make the decision now. Let's just head to the north. Let's get the hell out of here. We got to make a move either way. Right now, it seems like we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. And I don't want to end up in some KGB gulag.
All right. Well, let's get on with it. She kind of hops back into the car.
So yeah, so as you're heading back in, you see you actually see troops moving up the road. They're on foot, and you see them. They kind of have a radio. You can kind of see them in the distance.
How many?
Right now it doesn't look that many. It looks about to be about 10. Dirty here. And then she'll look over. The lieutenant will look over. We're gonna fight and retreat. If we could keep him pinned back, you guys better go down the road, or at least pull off into the woods. And then you see her kind of nod towards the group, and they start taking like a little defense position, and the sniper's already aiming down.
I suggest we go then.
Victor, let's get us off the road. Find us a safe spot. If there's an opportunity for us to support our friends, we'll do that. If it looks like we're outnumbered,
Captain,
unfortunately.
I think we should make haste. There's no reason to stay here.
That's what I just said.
You said if you wanted to stay and help our friends. I don't think we need to do that.
No, I'm trying to get off the road and just take a away from them that we can see the battlefield in case we don't get ambushed.
Yeah, Victor will take off.
So we're gonna go off road, maybe try to get into the woods and hide the car, then find a vantage point.
Yeah, I just don't want to like run out of the frying pan into the fire, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. So somebody make a recon, see if you can do that.
I've got good recon.
Yeah, and as you guys are moving, you start hearing the snipers start firing. Kind of hold them back.
Well, 2 successes is pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would see that as you start driving, there'd be kind of some clear area to pull into, and then it kind of goes into the woods a little bit through some farmland. There's no really like the area around is mostly flat, so it'd be more just once you drive away, they'd be out of sight.
All right, then I would say get up north and around the city and out of danger.
All right. So as per travel goes, you guys could travel 10 kilometers kilometers a hex per shift. So you could travel 10 kilometers per shift. I think there's 4 shifts, so you can push it to the extreme. However, it's usually not wise because we're driving at night has driving at night your travel speed's slower if you're on or
Especially
off
if
the road.
we're off road.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Find a place to camp at night.
Yeah, I think we got to find a place to camp.
I'm
I'm gonna be looking for that.
Yeah, so there's a nice abundance of you can see some farmhouses and stuff like that. It depends how far you want to travel out before you stop.
Now let's try to find a farmhouse that's got a barn. Somewhere you can put the Humvee.
We could do recon on it, binoculars, see if there's anybody living there.
Yeah, let's do that.
If not, we'll move in for the night.
All right. Give me a second here. I do actually happen to have a farmhouse ready, available.
Kismet.
There's my roll. 2 successes on the recon. Of the
Give me
farm.
and you're driving, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd
give me
probably stop if we're doing recon on a.
All right. Well, give me a drive roll just in case.
Okay. Ew,
Oh.
we died.
Wreck the Humvee.
Hit some mud over
Uh,
farmland.
Distant thunder and lightning strikes.
Yeah. So you're off road. You're kind of doing the woods thing, so you'd get a -1 anyways. So probably wouldn't be a push. Your speed is halved. Yeah, but you do see a a farmhouse in the distance, and you're able to get there. Nothing bad happens to you. You just feel the wheels slipping a little bit, and everybody notices that it gets a little bumpier.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure we're both looking out, making sure there's nobody already holed up here as we approach, and he already got a couple of successes on that, I think.
Yeah. So so you guys are camping out, not camping, but like holding up and keeping an eye on it. Is that what you're doing?
Can we park the Humvee in the barn?
Well, you guys going straight to the farmhouse? You're not waiting to see if anybody's there?
Oh, I thought that's what he was. He did a recon
Oh, that's the
roll.
recon? All right. So yeah, you don't see nobody moving around. You don't see any lights on. But there's a war going on, so
Yeah.
there might not be lights on for that reason.
Y'all get the car parked in the barn, and we'll go make sure the house is safe
No,
before we head on
top
in.
down map. Top down map. Kill the innocents. Leave no survivors.
The warning has been sent.
I think sneaky people need to sneak up to some windows
Yeah.
and have a peek first.
Yeah, Jason will hang out in the Humvee, and he'll undo the hatch to the 40 cal, whatever that is on the top, just in case. But it'll hang tight. Do we have radios and stuff?
Not in my equipment.
No, I don't have it either.
So your Humvee does have a radio attached to it. It should be in the sheet. Should be able to get some stats off it.
But we don't have walkie-talkies.
Yeah, if you guys don't have short range communications, you could get quickly in trouble. But you may find some eventually.
Yeah, well, let's scrounge some, mate. So yeah, Jason will say, "It's hidden in this place. Let's hope to God it's unoccupied. If so, might just be some farmer's husband and wife. They want to mind themselves, mind their own business, but hopefully it'll give us a night's rest. Hey, listen, if you can find a walkie-talkie, anything that could help us down the road, you take it."
I hear you. Let me go first. I've got infiltration as a specialty on my recon. And
I'm
that's
not going anywhere.
the sneaking. I don't know if anybody else is gonna go with me. I'm fine going alone.
Yeah,
I
Alfred
think
would
I
go
am.
with you.
Yes.
Alfred does.
The only thing I could probably do is tell them which entrance to go in and stuff with tactician. Let's see here.
Victor's got infiltration as well.
That might be a stretch. Let me see. Let me read it. Let me read what it says.
Victor, I think Victor's going to give the keys to Jason. Captain.
Yep.
He'll say, "Here, Captain."
Captain America takes the keys.
He says, "If there's anyone inside, we could just get rid of them."
Get
I'm
rid of
gonna
them.
check out the perimeter. Billy's gonna start walking up with her back on the wall, looking and taking a peek through a window, looking for movement, light.
Yeah, I would do so I want to do investigator and see if there's any signs of recent activity in the around the home, at least from the outside. So basically I roll recon when I spend a stretch or more investigating the scene of a crime or a battle.
Okay.
I don't think binoculars really count when you're peeking through windows, so I'm just gonna use Infiltrator as my bonus for my rolls, and I rolled like shit.
So did I.
Man,
So what you guys see? You guys are looking at windows, doing these rolls, right?
they're being Tom Peepers.
Being peepers, man. You do see signs that there was some activity here. Nothing that you could tell you how long, really, right?
Is this chimney warm?
No. So if you guys are looking through windows, like obviously, like there's it looks like it's been lived in. Hasn't looked like it's empty. There's furniture and stuff. There's a chair knocked over. But you can't tell if it's recent, if there's somebody still inside, or Are they out in the taking a poop in the latrine or what?
Yeah, Alfred just says, I have an idea. I'll walk in. Hopefully I don't get shot. Just cover me. If they're... I'll speak in Russian. If there's Russians here, then they'll respond.
I
And
want
I'll
to hear you
shoot them.
fake. I want to hear you fake Russian.
Duh.
Da. Yet.
You're a Russian translator. Let me see.
Fake
What do you want to say? Is there anyone home? Russian translator.
Alright, let's play.
I've taken up a
Sorry.
position by this window to kind of observe as you walk through the door.
Where the hell would be the front door?
I think it's here. Like
Oh, there's stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll also test the window quietly to see if it looks like it would open.
Yeah, he walks up to the door and knocks on it, and in Russian says, "Hello, is anyone home?"
So
And I can roll
Yeah.
my thing to my linguist thing if
no,
necessary.
you know Russian. I don't think you're trying to. Are you trying to put on a really convincing accent to sound like you're Russian? Or you just
Yeah,
Right.
because if there's Russians inside, I want them to think that I'm Russian.
Okay.
I got it.
Good. So you don't hear any response or shuffling. Yeah. So as far as you could tell right now,
He would
nobody-
kind of stand with his back to the side of the door, and he'll open the door and push it in.
So you're going in.
Well, he's standing here and open the door next to it. Like he's standing here pushing it in without being in the doorway.
Okay. Yeah. There's nobody in sight.
I don't have a flashlight or anything. Is it dark in there?
Yes.
It's like,
David's going to be right next to Alfred. He's going to put on his night vision goggles, turn them on, move the sniper to his back, pull out a knife, crouch, and I did a mobility roll to basically crouch into the room and start, go in and with my back to the wall, just start surveying the room into this corner.
Victor was covering them from the outside, kind of probably sitting on a log or something, or with a sniper rifle aiming at the door. And probably looking at windows if there's any second floor windows or anything like that.
is it darker inside than it is outside?
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
obviously no moonlight shining in. It's pretty overcast and rainy outside, so you don't really get that advantage of the moonlight.
Well, I'm worried that they see me and I don't see them. Right?
Yeah, you'd be providing a silhouette if you're in a doorway to the outdoors, or if you're by windows. If there's, of course, anybody in there.
Yeah. Well, Zypher just went in. Did he get shot at?
No, he did not get shot at.
Okay. So he'll swing around then, seeing that he's not shot at with his sniper rifle, and he'll crouch.
I mean, I had my night vision goggles on. Can we
Yeah.
resolve what I see?
Oh, you got the night vision?
Yeah.
My man.
Uh,
Yeah, you what you're seeing is this what you see there. It's all living room. The door, there's a door, straight ahead. It's actually closed.
Okay.
Yeah, so and you don't see nobody in there, obviously. You see some, papers laying around. You also see a pipe on the table.
Okay. So
Yeah, go ahead.
he's going to open the window for uh, Billy, and he's going to motion for Alfred to kind of stay back. He's still crouching and walking quietly to the pipe. Touches the. Is there ash in it? Is it hot? Is there embers?
There is ash. It is kind of you kind of like there's some warmth to like some of the charcoal, so it's been recently lit within the last few hours.
Okay. David's then going to make his way towards that door. Keep his back against the wall and then push it like as slowly and as quietly ajar as possible, and using his night vision goggles try to see through.
Yeah, so both sides of the hallway, you don't see anything. It's just a long hallway. You do notice that there is like a light coming underneath from the door to your. Let me mark it. You do notice that there's a light coming from here, a little bit of a dim light.
Okay.
Billy needs to cover her teammate, so she climbs in through the window and kind of creeps behind him. But she knows he can see better. She also doesn't know anything about the warm embers, so she's just following his lead.
Yeah. So David's then going to continue to crawl towards through the door into the hallway, and again, still crouching, still walking slowly, is going to make his way to that door where the light's coming from.
Yeah, if it's obvious for everybody where the light's coming from, Alfred kind of goes to the wall next to the door and points his sniper rifle across the hallway.
If I disable the night vision, the light coming from underneath the door, is it like bright or is it very dim?
It's dim, right? It's like a low lantern, something that if you walked in, it'd be just for ambient light so you can see, and you just are you looking in? Did you open the door?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
David kind of looks, sees Billy's right there, and then Alfred's right behind him. He sheaths the knife, pulls out his handgun now.
If he's taken off his night vision goggles,
Yeah, I've like disabled night vision. I kind of push them up over my forehead.
yeah, and she can probably see the light under the door. She basically, probably they're about the same rank, and she's probably just like makes the gesture for me or you first.
David says me, and he kind of signals that he's going to like charge into the room. So whatever's in there would either be surprised or not at all.
Yeah, and she signals that she's going to cover.
So night vision's up. Handgun is pulled out. So let me know what rolls I need to make. The idea is smash through the door, go rolling in, kind of deeper into the room, and then kind of start panning around to see what's in there.
Okay. So you're gonna bash through the door, like you kick it open, or?
Yeah, kick it open and then kind of go like rolling into the room, like not just walk in, right? Like make a small target profile.
And
Okay.
she'll kick down the door for you. That way there's less of a delay. She kicks it, you roll.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So she waits for you to give the signal,
So
probably some countdown with fingers, and then she'll kick it open.
yeah. So as far as you're gonna do something like roll in there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Just give me a mobility roll. Since you're gonna do something cool.
Oh. Not so cool.
It's a push, so it's not necessarily a loss. So yeah, you go in there. It's not the most graceful roll. Which direction were you planning on facing when you went in there?
Since I don't know what I mean, I don't want to like meta with what I'm saying. Since I don't know what the room's dimensions are,
Yeah.
it's just kind of go in north and look northeastish.
Okay. Well, you just you did your roll and you're a little off center where you wanted to be. Didn't go as perfect as you wanted, but still successful. When you get in there, you notice there's 2 doors, but you don't see nobody else. You see there's like a tea mug on the table. You see some bread. You see a little stove thing in the left corner, cutting board with some.
Their cabinets.
Yeah.
Billy's gonna start just kind of gingerly opening cabinets and checking the cabinets in the room.
Is the tea steaming?
Do you see steam coming off it?
Yeah. Like, is the steam coming? Like, just trying to see if the tea is still hot or like.
It's about 3/4 gone. Not visibly hot. If you're just looking at it.
I'm sure.
I don't want to leave any space for anyone to be hiding behind us, so just wanted to make sure that no one was in the cabinets or under the table before we check the next area.
Gotcha. So you just looked at the tea, Cypher?
Yeah, I just looked at the tea. Yes.
Okay. Which way you guys going now?
Open the door to the north of us.
Okay.
Just like straight open it, and with the handgun pointed in, if anything pops out, and just be ready to shoot.
Yeah, so what you see in there is an old farmer guy with the double barrel shotgun looking right at you. And yeah, he not happy. He's hiding. You can see he's nervous and scared. And you can see he's not having a good time. And he starts talking to you in Polish.
English. Do you understand English?
And he kind of looks at you a little dumbfounded.
Billy will point to like the American flag insignia on the uniform.
David would kind of, instead of pointing the gun at the farmer anymore, he kind of moves it to the side, like showing it's clearly not pointed to him. And then the gun's in his right hand, so with his left hand, he's just like, he has his hands extended out and kind of doing almost the global signal of like saying, calm down, like de-escalate, and he's moving the gun to his holster.
Yeah,
Billy's gonna call back to Alfred. You speak Polish?
He shakes his head. Maybe he speaks Russian.
and you hear him telling you, Odich! Odich! Odich!
Alfred kind of yells out a bit, like louder, in Russian. We are Americans. Do you speak Russian?
And he'll kind of stop at that and look around and he in Russian, he tells you, leave, leave, leave my farm. I don't have nothing for you to take.
We do not want to take anything from you. We want to hide from the Russians.
Yes, same thing Marauders would tell me. You won't kill me that easy.
If we
I got your
wanted to
son.
kill you, we would already have.
And you see him getting a little more nervous.
Do you mean do a persuasion? Maybe to calm him down.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
Do you have that psyops one? That psyops specialty?
Mm-mm. I do not. Okay.
Um,
Your empathy shit.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah,
one of the
he-
ones I lost.
he's not looking any scared or any more relieved.
You should just shut the door.
No, so you're still not pointing the weapon at him, Zypher?
Yeah, the weapon's not pointed at him. It's like to the side. His hand is outstretched. So when Billy says just shut the door, David just smiles back, takes a step back, and closes the door.
Yeah, immediately when you do that, Alfred just says, "You should kill him. He's going to be a problem." Or lock him inside, whichever you can do.
I ain't gonna kill no old man without Captain say so.
I'll do it.
So,
I don't. Why don't we just hold off? That man might know more about what's been going on in the area. Could be more useful alive than dead if you can get him talking.
Tell
Billy's
everyone
gonna
to
head
come
out.
in.
Yeah, Billy's headed out to
David, in
to
the meantime, finds
tell
a chair.
the captain and Victor.
Yeah, David finds a chair and just kind of shoves it between the handle and the ground, just so that it's locked from the outside.
yeah, he's still yelling and Russian, leave his farm. He does not have anything.
Yeah, Alfred just replies. He says, "We're not going to take anything."
Billy's looking around for anything useful.
Yeah. Oh, Alfred is a professional liar. He does.
We won't take anything. Rummage, rummage, clank, clank.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alfred
Look-
says to David, he says, "We should keep the lights low here. Do not want to gather any attention from anyone outside. No fire."
I am looking for extra light sources though. If we run into any, just to I'll probably want to take one.
Yeah, there's a few lanterns and stuff.
Probably grab whatever bread he'd been eating, start munching it, and
Rogue is Victor, right? It's just weird. On his token, it just says Rogue.
Are you guys coming in? Billy came back
That's
and
the
told
name.
you.
Oh yeah, I would sit tight until you came. But if you came and grabbed me, I'd probably mosey in.
Yeah, she said we found an old man. We locked him in the pantry.
Under my token, it says prankster.
Yeah.
Prankster.
It was. Hang on, I thought I changed it, but apparently it didn't take because of the rollback.
Yeah, I think Victor was hiding in the trees or something, watching the doorway. So if he sees Billy come out and go over to talk to the captain, he'll get up and start walking to the house.
Yeah, you just hear the old man yelling in Russian.
I have to look at my values here. I'm too used to Paladin. Hang on.
My value is just get us all out of this alliance.
I'm pretty good. Pretty good guy. All right. So what's this guy doing? Is he just locked in the pantry somewhere?
Yeah, he's yelling in Russian at Alfred, telling him not going to kill him and take his stuff.
Yeah, Alfred
Yeah.
says, "I want you to shut up now," in Russian, so you probably don't hear. Or I will kill you.
You're welcome to try. Scum, come open the door and meet the shotgun.
Oh, we can just shoot you through the wall. Let him know that.
Yeah.
Jason kind of walks in as you guys are yelling at this dude to the pantry. What in tarnation's going on here? You found somebody? Billy
Yeah,
said this some old man with a shotgun.
There's an old man in there. Don't pay him any mind. I just want him to be quiet.
He's scared. You might know what happened here.
What does he need
Yeah,
to know? We know what happened. What is he going to tell us?
Know something about troop movements.
Come
But-
on. He doesn't know anything like that. He's just going to cause us issues. Either keep him locked up or let's shoot him.
I agree. Let's keep him locked up or shoot him. Although I'd like rather to keep him locked up. But let me have a talk with him. He can hear me through this door, right?
He doesn't understand English, but I can
You can translate.
Fine.
Very good. Ask this man. Oh, there's no. Okay.
I've got psyops if you want me to talk to him.
Yeah, I have that. There's assist another or two, right? I believe there are rules for that.
Yeah, there is an assist.
I got a good persuasion. My empathy's garbage, but my persuasion's an A.
Makes sense for you to be the bad cop and me be the good cop then.
Yeah, we're pretty horrible people. I think Victor's been sitting outside watching the house in the rain and thinking about some other house where he killed everybody inside, and thinking about if he's gonna have to do this here. So he hasn't gone in yet. Well, he'll go in there. I can't move my token, but
Oh, you can't move your token? No.
Prankster can't move it.
yeah, it's Victor Prankster, I believe.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to move him.
Like, look at his comment in the chat. It says prankster.
It must be attached to a different player.
No, it was because I just changed pranksters over, so it kept it as that. Then I updated them to be all Victor, and then the rollback happened, and nothing.
knows?
All right, though I can still make my roll. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, can you move it?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, perfect.
So Victor will come in and look
Hey,
over to the captain. Is it only this old man?
Has Billy's been walking around. Has she seen anything or any sign of anybody else?
No, you didn't. You haven't seen. You can roll me a recon. If you'd
Sure.
like.
Recon. Yes.
So yeah, you actually see there's a little trap door, right in the room you were at, kind of underneath the rug, or
In this room I'm in?
yeah.
Okay. She's say, oh shit. And she kind of rolls the rug away, puts her ear against the trap door and listens.
Yeah, you don't really hear anything.
Any light coming from like the cracks around the trap door? She's in a pretty dark room, so it would maybe show.
Oh, that hurt. Yeah, there's no light. It's kind of dark. It's actually got a little like pull ring on it to open it. But you don't see no light, and you don't really hear anything. Which doesn't really help you that much.
She'll without, giving any clue that she can tell that she's found it. Like, she was quiet as she could be that whole time. She's gonna go back and say, Captain, I got something.
What's that, Billy?
And she kind of gets close enough to speak quietly and says, I found a trapdoor, probably a cellar. Don't hear any movement in there, but you never know.
Is it like a wine cellar, or is it like,
It was hidden under a rug, so I don't know.
Oh, this farmer's keeping something from us.
Want to try to get answers out of him, or should we check it out without giving him any warning?
Let's give him a chance to say what's going on. Otherwise, I'm not. It's a time of war. I'm not going to take it easy on this guy. Hey, Victor.
All right, I'm gonna go keep my eye on the trapdoor in case something does come out.
Roger that.
Yes, Captain.
Hey, Victor. David, can you translate, please?
I think you need to figure out whose name's who.
Jeez, I don't know. I can't see the names. The names don't display for me.
I'm the one who can talk in Russian.
I know, like I hover over your character.
My
and the
name is
doesn't
Alfred.
display. Alfred. Al. Big Al. Alfred, can you translate, please? Hey, sir, this is Captain Jason Prestig of the United States Army. I'm sorry, I'm mighty sorry to come up upon you in this darkened night and commandeer your fine farmhouse here. Can you say that? Can you say commandeer?
I can say anything you want me to say.
Yeah, say that. Make it sound really nice.
Sorry,
He says in Russian, "Listen up." And that's it.
As I was saying, this is the captain of the United States Army, and we're going to commandeer this farmhouse. Now, I have with me a few people, special forces types that can see into the soul of a man. You see that?
He rubs his temples, and I could, but I'm not. Can you please get on with it, Captain?
Tell him that Victor is going to rip his goddamn heart out unless he tells us if he's hiding something here in this figure farmhouse. Because God the hell am I going to have my men killed before this old bastard's.
Well, Victor, and he looks to Victor and says, would most certainly like that, I think. Wouldn't you, Victor?
Victor just looks at Alfred.
So I want Victor to say something in a menacing voice, and then I want to use my persuasion with psyops and get an assist in my bonus from a psyops, if that would be okay.
Yeah, so here it is. When you face a challenge together with other PCs, don't roll dice separately. Instead, you decide who among you is the best suited to take on a challenge. The others may help this person, which is going to be page 46. Relevant to the situation, the rule fails. It counts as a failure for all of you. You're not allowed to try one time each. The rule does not apply in combat where PCs act independently. And then modifiers.
So my empathy and persuasion would be A and C with the +1 for psyops.
Okay. And then you're getting help from Victor?
Mm-hmm.
Mine would be the exact same, yeah. A and C with +1 psyops.
Alright, so go ahead and give yourself a +2.
So persuasion with a +2.
Yeah. So what exactly are you trying to get him to do?
I want him to tell us what's down there in that trap door, and if he's hiding anything. And I want to put the fear of God in him. Oh, I can play music. I can play music. I'm a musician +1. No, just kidding. That's an asteroid play. Um, psyops. Yeah, I will click psyops. Modifier. So it should give me a +2. Let me see if this works. Okay. Did it give me a +2? It did not.
It didn't bump any of your dice up? 'Cause it should just bump your dice. So
There's
if
no
you're, which one are you're rolling your persuasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your persuasion is, I gotta pull up here. What's your persuasion? What dice level?
D12 and D10.
All right, so your D12 is in what, empathy? And you got a D10. Um,
Yeah.
See, so it should have bumped up one unless it was.
Oh, it did. It did. I think it did.
So is it?
It bumped up my D10.
It did bump up a D. So you don't.
Well, because I would have had the persuasion went from a C to a B, so that does make yes.
Okay.
And you can't get if one was already at A, can't get above that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a max.
Okay. But it's not like it takes if you get a +2, it's not like it goes from a C to a A.
Yeah. So it would. It should have. I see. Let me read.
It doesn't matter. You got success anyway, so.
Yeah. Plus what? So here's what +1 modifier means: upgrading a base die 1 step. A +2 modifier means upgrading 2 steps, and so on. A minus modifier. Some modifiers can apply the same role. They are cumulative. A +2 modifier and a -1 +1. When stepping up and down, always try to balance your dice as much as possible. A step up a lower base dice first, and step down. So when you rolled, it didn't give you an option to put one down there, right?
Mm-mm.
So what I was did it just bump up the 1 dice?
It just bumped up the D8 to a D10.
Okay, let me put your sheet here. So why don't you go ahead and bump that one up twice, and then roll it and bump it back down to a C.
Huh?
Go ahead and give me just give me a
Like that. Just roll it.
yeah, just roll D12 or just roll your or you could just re-roll it, no matter. Because then you would have.
I'll just take this. I'll take the success.
Well, if you don't want to roll.
No, well,
You might get another success.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got another success. So yeah, you hear him start sobbing. And you know, and in Polish now he starts yelling. And then now, Billy, you do hear shuffling around down there.
She kind of stands back quietly in the corner, and she can probably see which direction the trapdoor is going to open, like on a hinge.
Yeah.
She's going to be on the side where when the trapdoor opens, they will not be able to see her as they're coming out.
He would tell Alfred to tell him, hey, listen, we're not going to kill them all, but I just don't want to be ambushed in the middle of the night. We don't want knives in our backs, god damn it.
Yeah, Alfred just says, "Who's down there?"
He does his Russian. My granddaughter's down there. Don't hurt her.
I'll do worse than hurt her if anything happens to us. If you try to injure us or harm us, she will know fear and pain. Do you understand me, old man?
You better not harm her.
You better shut up. You're not in any position of strength or power. I'll do whatever I want to her if you don't shut your mouth.
He's kind of quiet. Then fine. I had to put down my gun.
Open the
Now
door
come up.
slowly with the gun on the ground.
He goes up and tries to open the door, and obviously it's
Oh
you
yeah,
can't
that's
open
right. Is there a Is there a space underneath the door? Like,
Yeah, not enough to slide a shotgun through.
what about the shells?
Yeah, he gets the cells out.
Yeah, he tells him to unload the shotgun and push the shells underneath the door.
So you hear this thing, the sound of the shotgun opening and shells coming out of the door. 2 shells. Then he closes it again.
Alfred speaks in English. He says, "Is there something you can put over the?" Or actually, he asks, "Does the cellar? Is there another exit to the cellar than the room?"
Yes, there is. There is an exit underneath the house on the other side. With any luck, she already ran out it.
Grunts. He looks at David and gives him the head movement. There's an exit for the cellar on the other side of the house. Can you go look with your? And he nods to his night vision goggles.
Affirmative. David leaves the room and puts his goggles on and starts making his way outside the house.
Yeah, as you come out, you see she's slipping and falling in the rain as you go. I guess you really look clearly.
Yeah, I
scared.
just kind of just sprint up to her and tackle her to the ground.
Yeah.
How
She's-
old?
And
It's the body out here.
No, that's why quick. I don't have a little kid token.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
yeah, David just tackles her to the ground and then picks her up like a sack of potatoes, puts the sack of potatoes over his shoulder, and makes his way back into the house.
Yeah, she's hitting you and screaming in Polish. She might even try to bite you.
Yeah, she's not going to get through the Kevlar and the helmet that I have. And David just grunts and makes his way back into the house.
Yeah, as when Alfred sees David bringing her back in, he says, "Should we put her in there? It's the safest place. They can't get out."
Agreed.
And it's very clear, Bo, that Alfred is... It's not me as a player trying to take control, but Alfred is essentially bossing David. Not bossing him, but telling him what to do.
As if he had that authority.
Yeah, as if he's in charge.
I'm gonna see if I pick up on that. Let me see if I.
You may
Challenge your
not if you're
authority.
used to taking orders, but when you're the one used to giving it, maybe it's more obvious.
Yeah, I'd probably pick up on it.
Victor's gonna make some food for the 2. Oh, they probably prepared that food for themselves, and have they not eaten it yet?
I think
No,
Billy
no.
ate some of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Billy's been munching.
We probably haven't had bread in so long. She ate any bread.
She's low carb.
Victor will
Yeah,
make sure
she's like, yeah.
that the old man and the granddaughter eat a bowl, I guess, and make some for everybody else if there's any available.
Yeah, Alfred, once they have her inside, he says, "Old man, we have your granddaughter. We're going to let her come in there with you. If you try to shoot us, she will be in the way, and you will shoot her instead. If you have any other shells, you will kick the shotgun out of the door while we open it, and then we will push her in. We will keep this door shut and locked for the night while we sleep here. We do not mean you any harm. When we leave in the morning, I will unlock the door."
You're a very good boy.
Yes. Just let her in. Don't hurt her.
And he nods to David and says, "We're going to exchange her for the shotgun. It should be unloaded." You do the honors.
She's still like on his shoulders, so with the other free hand, he moves a chair out of the way, opens the door slightly, and says, "Toss the shotgun."
And
Yeah,
he repeats, toss the shotgun.
he'll toss it out.
He takes the girl from his shoulder and puts her on the ground and like basically shoves her into the room. And he looks at the old man, moves his finger to his lips and kind of waves his finger, and then basically shows the sign of cutting his throat if he makes a noise, and then closes the door and shoves the chair back in place.
Yeah, he was sobbing and he's happy as peach pie right now. And then he'll you hear him say in Russian, since it's the way he's communicating, "You guys are not like the other soldiers that came through.
What are
Thank
the
you for being
soldiers?
kind. One's dressed as Americans, like you guys, but they came and tossed the place. Didn't take much, though.
Did they speak English?
Yes, I couldn't understand them. If that's what you mean. If that's English.
He says, do they sound something like this? And he speaks some English.
Yeah, they sounded just like you guys.
He says, were there male voices or were there a female voice? Probably in charge.
They were all males. There was no females.
Have you been hiding in the pantry ever since?
Yes. And Elena's been in there in the cellar. I came out. We were going to come out and we were going to drink some tea and eat some dinner, but we heard the cart approaching and we quickly ran.
He turns to everybody and kind of relays that information.
That's when Victor will take some food in for them, a bowl each, with a creepy smile, and give it to them.
Once Billy kind of knows what's going on, she'll check out the cellar, but probably need to wrap this up for me tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason probably asked Billy if she's found anything or if any of the others have found anything of use.
Yeah, so there's a few things, but I'll roll off some. What I'll do is give you guys some rations or something. I gotta figure out there's a table or something I could roll off of. So you found a few things, nothing like great, no radios, no. Well, actually, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and give me a we'll see. Give me a let's go with the good old D20.
Is that everybody?
No, just one. Whoever Bo could do it, I guess. Perfect.
Hey,
So yeah,
hopefully higher, better.
yeah, you do find a set of kids' walkie-talkies, civilian walkie-talkies, along with some other stuff I'll give you guys for the next session.
I was going to ask you about, is there like a group, we were supposed to get group gear or something like that too, or no?
Yeah, we need to roll for it still, I think.
No,
Well, we pick, but we need to roll like each individual one. Zypher was talking about it before the session.
yeah, I did the roll for you guys
Oh,
before.
did you? Okay.
Yeah. You didn't give me the 5th item, so you guys can still do a 5th item.
Walkie-talkie. I'm gonna pull 2 walkie-talkies into my gears.
Yep, civilian ones, not the fancy military ones.
I got walkie-talkie. I got the walkie-talkie. If you type in walkie-talkie, it comes up.
Yeah.
We got some Hello Kitty walkie-talkies.
Mm-hmm.
Some Pokemon ones.
Well, yeah, C90s is just probably some generic looking ones with the Morse code on it.
Yeah, the only thing I would do if we're gonna go to sleep would be make sure that nobody can get in that other cellar entrance. But
Yeah.
Before turning in for the night, David would look to Jason. Captain, it's already begun. The chain of command has broken down. If what the old man says is true, and Americans were in here indeed looting, it means it's everyone for themselves out there. Something to think about.
Chain of command keeps us organized, keeps us alive. I don't recommend we go that route.
well, you have two people here not in the military.
Oh, I am not saying that we disregard the chain of command. What I'm saying is, just because the people we meet wear American clothing, they may not be on our side.
So
They
the
might be
farmer,
more marauders out there.
the farmer says the people who came through were worse than us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not good.
We cannot trust anyone on the road now. If we are indeed here by ourselves, and the generals have given up hope, what do you think men and women with weapons are going to do in a time of lawlessness? I do not think it's only the Russians that we have to worry about.
I think that's legitimate.
Agree. For right now, though, we got this fire. At least this old man's porridge. Let's enjoy this small comfort while we can. It sounds like we're going to be on our own for some time. Nature is red of tooth and claw. I just hope to live the tale to tell.
All right, and as the conversation carries on to the night and everybody goes to sleep, we'll call it there and pick it up for the next time.
All
The
right.
wine in the is there wine in the cellar?